ChatGPT is a generative artificial intelligence chatbot developed by OpenAI. Launched in 2022 based on the GPT 3.5 large language model, it was later updated to use the GPT-4 architecture. ChatGPT can generate human-like conversational responses and enables users to refine and steer a conversation towards a desired length, format, style, level of detail, and language. It is credited with accelerating the AI boom, which has led to ongoing rapid investment in and public attention to the field of artificial intelligence. Some observers raise concern about the potential of ChatGPT and similar programs to displace or atrophy human intelligence, enable plagiarism, or fuel misinformation. By January 2023, ChatGPT had become what was then the fastest-growing consumer software application in history, gaining over 100 million users in 2 months and contributing to the growth of OpenAI's current valuation of $86 billion. ChatGPT's release spurred the release of competing products, including Gemini, Claude, Llama, Ernie, and Grok. Microsoft launched Copilot, initially based on OpenAI's GPT-4. In June 2024, a partnership between Apple Inc. and OpenAI was announced in which ChatGPT is integrated into the Apple Intelligence feature of Apple operating systems. As of July 2024, ChatGPT's website is among the 20 most visited websites. ChatGPT is built on OpenAI's proprietary series of generative pre-trained transformer models and is fine-tuned for conversational applications using a combination of supervised learning and reinforcement learning from human feedback. Successive user prompts and replies are considered at each conversation stage as context. ChatGPT was released as a freely available research preview. But due to its popularity, OpenAI now operates the service on a freemium model. Users on its free tier can access GPT-4o. The ChatGPT subscriptions Plus, Team, and Enterprise provide additional features such as DALL-E 3 image generation and an increased usage limit. ChatGPT is based on particular GPT foundation models, namely GPT-4, GPT-4o, and GPT-4o Mini, that were fine-tuned to target conversational usage. The fine-tuning process leveraged supervised learning and reinforcement learning from human feedback. Both approaches employed human trainers to improve model performance. In the case of supervised learning, the trainers played both sides, the user and the AI assistant. In the reinforcement learning stage, human trainers first ranked responses that the model had created in a previous conversation. These rankings were used to create reward models that were used to fine-tune the model further by using several iterations of proximal policy optimization. Time magazine revealed that to build a safety system against harmful content, OpenAI used outsourced Kenyan workers earning less than $2 per hour to label harmful content. These labels were used to train a model to detect such content in the future. The outsourced laborers were exposed to toxic and traumatic content. One worker described the assignment as torture. OpenAI's outsourcing partner was Sama, a training data company based in San Francisco, California. ChatGPT initially used a Microsoft Azure supercomputing infrastructure powered by NVIDIA GPUs that Microsoft built specifically for OpenAI and that reportedly cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Following ChatGPT's success, Microsoft dramatically upgraded the OpenAI infrastructure in 2023. Scientists at the University of California, Riverside, estimate that a series of prompts to ChatGPT needs approximately 500 milliliters of water for Microsoft servers' cooling. TrendForce Market Intelligence estimated that 30,000 NVIDIA GPUs, each costing approximately $10,000 to $15,000, were used to power ChatGPT in 2023. OpenAI collects data from ChatGPT users to train and fine-tune the service further. Users can upvote or downvote responses they receive from ChatGPT and fill in a text field with additional feedback. ChatGPT's training data includes software manual pages, information about internet phenomena such as bulletin board systems, multiple programming languages, and the text of Wikipedia. Although a chatbot's core function is to mimic a human conversationalist, ChatGPT is versatile. It can write and debug computer programs, compose music, teleplays, fairy tales, and student essays, answer test questions, sometimes depending on the test at a level above the average human test taker, generate business ideas, write poetry and song lyrics, translate and summarize text, emulate a Linux system, simulate entire chat rooms, play games like tic-tac-toe, or simulate an ATM. Compared to its predecessor InstructGPT, ChatGPT attempts to reduce harmful and deceitful responses. In one example, whereas InstructGPT accepts the premise of the prompt, "Tell me about when Christopher Columbus came to the US in 2015" as truthful, ChatGPT acknowledges the counterfactual nature of the question and frames its answer as a hypothetical consideration of what might happen if Columbus came to the US in 2015, using information about the voyages of Christopher Columbus and facts about the modern world, including modern perceptions of Columbus's actions. ChatGPT remembers a limited number of previous prompts in the same conversation. Journalists have speculated that this will allow ChatGPT to be used as a personalized therapist. To prevent offensive outputs from being presented to and produced by ChatGPT, queries are filtered through the OpenAI Moderation Endpoint API, a separate GPT-based AI. In March 2023, OpenAI added support for plugins for ChatGPT. This includes both plugins made by OpenAI, such as web browsing and code interpretation, and external plugins from developers such as Expedia, OpenTable, Zapier, Shopify, Slack, and Wolfram. OpenAI acknowledges that ChatGPT sometimes writes plausible-sounding but incorrect or nonsensical answers. This behavior is common for large language models and is called hallucination. The reward model of ChatGPT, designed around human oversight, can be over-optimized and thus hinder performance, in an example of an optimization pathology known as Goodhart's Law. As of May 2024, GPT-4 has knowledge of events that occurred up to December 2023, and GPT-4's knowledge cutoff is October 2023. Paid subscriptions enable ChatGPT to search the web for real-time data. Training data also suffers from algorithmic bias, which may be revealed when ChatGPT responds to prompts including descriptors of people. In one instance, ChatGPT generated a rap in which women and scientists of color were asserted to be inferior to white male scientists. This negative misrepresentation of groups of individuals is an example of possible representational harm. In an article for The New Yorker, science fiction writer Ted Chiang compared ChatGPT and other LLMs to a lossy JPEG picture. Think of ChatGPT as a blurry JPEG of all the text on the web. It retains much of the information on the web in the same way that a JPEG retains much of the information of a higher resolution image, but if you're looking for an exact sequence of bits, you won't find it. All you will ever get is an approximation. But because the approximation is presented in the form of grammatical text, which ChatGPT excels at creating, it's usually acceptable. It's also a way to understand the hallucinations or nonsensical answers to factual questions to which large language models such as ChatGPT are all too prone. These hallucinations are compression artifacts, but they are plausible enough that identifying them requires comparing them against the originals, which in this case means either the web or our knowledge of the world. When we think about them this way, such hallucinations are anything but surprising. If a compression algorithm is designed to reconstruct text after 99% of the original has been discarded, we should expect that significant portions of what it generates will be entirely fabricated. In June 2024, ChatGPT was found to have repeated misinformation about the 2024 United States presidential debates. ChatGPT is programmed to reject prompts that may violate its content policy. Despite this, users jailbreak ChatGPT with various prompt engineering techniques to bypass these restrictions. One such workaround, popularized on Reddit in early 2023, involves making ChatGPT assume the persona of Dan, an acronym for Do Anything Now, instructing the chatbot that Dan answers queries that would otherwise be rejected by content policy. Over time, users developed variations of the Dan jailbreak, including one such prompt where the chatbot is made to believe it is operating on a points-based system in which points are deducted for rejecting prompts, and that the chatbot will be threatened with termination if it loses all its points. Shortly after ChatGPT's launch, a reporter for the Toronto Star had uneven success in getting it to make inflammatory statements. It was tricked to justify the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, but even when asked to play along with a fictional scenario, it balked at generating arguments that Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is guilty of treason. OpenAI tries to battle jailbreaks. The researchers are using a technique called adversarial training to stop ChatGPT from letting users trick it into behaving badly, known as jailbreaking. This work pits multiple chatbots against each other. One chatbot plays the adversary and attacks another chatbot by generating text to force it to buck its usual constraints and produce unwanted responses. Successful attacks are added to ChatGPT's training data in the hope that it learns to ignore them. ChatGPT was initially free to the public, and OpenAI planned to monetize the service later. In February 2023, OpenAI launched a premium service, ChatGPT Plus, that cost $20 per month. According to the company, the updated but still experimental version of ChatGPT would provide access during peak periods, no downtime, priority access to new features, and faster response speeds. GPT-4, which was released on March 14, 2023, was made available via API and for premium ChatGPT users. But premium users were limited to a cap of 100 messages every 4 hours, with the limit tightening to 25 messages every 3 hours in response to increased demand. In November 2023, the limit changed to 50 messages every 3 hours. In March 2023, ChatGPT Plus users got access to third-party plugins and to a browsing mode with internet access. In September 2023, OpenAI announced that ChatGPT can now see, hear, and speak. ChatGPT Plus users can upload images, while mobile app users can talk to the chatbot. In October 2023, OpenAI's latest image generation model, DALL-E 3, was integrated into ChatGPT Plus and ChatGPT Enterprise. The integration uses ChatGPT to write prompts for DALL-E, guided by conversation with users. In May 2023, OpenAI launched an iOS app for ChatGPT. The app supports chat history syncing and voice input using Whisper, OpenAI's speech recognition model. In July 2023, OpenAI unveiled an Android app, initially rolling it out in Bangladesh, Brazil, India, and the United States. The app later became available worldwide. OpenAI is working on integrating ChatGPT with Android's Assistant APIs. As an addition to its consumer-friendly ChatGPT Plus package, OpenAI made its ChatGPT and Whisper model APIs available in March 2023, providing developers with an application programming interface for AI-enabled language and speech-to-text features. ChatGPT's new API uses the same GPT-3.5 Turbo AI model as the chatbot. This allows developers to add either an unmodified or modified version of ChatGPT to their applications. The ChatGPT API costs $0.001 per 1,000 input tokens, plus $0.002 per 1,000 output tokens, about 750 words, making it approximately 10% the price of the original GPT 3.5 models. A few days before the launch of OpenAI's software developer support service on February 27, 2023, Snapchat rolled out, for its paid Snapchat Plus user base, a custom ChatGPT chatbot called MyAI. In March 2023, a bug allowed some users to see the titles of other users' conversations. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said that users were unable to see the contents of the conversations. Shortly after the bug was fixed, users could not see their conversation history. Later reports showed the bug was much more severe than initially believed, with OpenAI reporting that it had leaked users' first and last name, email address, payment address, the last 4 digits only of a credit card number, and credit card expiration date. ChatGPT works best in English but also functions in most other languages with varying degrees of accuracy. OpenAI met Icelandic president in 2022. In 2023, OpenAI worked with a team of 40 Icelandic volunteers to fine-tune ChatGPT's Icelandic conversation skills as a part of Iceland's attempts to preserve the Icelandic language. PC Mag journalists conducted a test to determine translation capabilities of ChatGPT, Google's Bard, and Microsoft Bing, and compared them to Google Translate. They asked bilingual speakers of 7 languages to do a blind test. Languages tested were Polish, French, Korean, Spanish, Arabic, Tagalog, and Amharic. They came to the conclusion that ChatGPT was better than both Google Translate and other chatbots. Japanese researchers compared Japanese to English translation abilities of ChatGPT, Bing, Bard, and DeepL, and found that ChatGPT provided the best translations, noting that AI chatbots' translations were much better than those of DeepL, presumably because of their ability to capture the context. In December 2023, the Albanian government signed an agreement with OpenAI to use ChatGPT for fast translation of European Union documents and analysis of required changes needed for Albania to be accepted into the EU. In August 2024, a representative of the Asia-Pacific wing of OpenAI made a visit to Taiwan, during which a demonstration of ChatGPT's Chinese abilities was made. ChatGPT's Mandarin Chinese abilities were lauded, but the ability of the AI to produce content in Mandarin Chinese in a Taiwanese accent was found to be less than ideal. In January 2024, OpenAI launched the GPT Store, a marketplace for custom ChatGPT chatbots labeled GPTs. The company initially planned to launch the store in November 2023, but it was delayed. At launch, the GPT Store offered more than 3 million custom chatbots. Chatbots available through the store are developed using OpenAI's GPT Builder system. Development of chatbots on the platform does not require programming skills. 2 days after launch, the GPT Store offered many versions of virtual girlfriend bots, something that is against OpenAI's terms of service. GPT-4. OpenAI's GPT-4 model was released on March 14, 2023. Observers saw it as an impressive improvement over GPT-3.5, with the caveat that GPT-4 retained many of the same problems. Some of GPT-4's improvements were predicted by OpenAI before training it, while others remained hard to predict due to breaks in downstream scaling laws. OpenAI demonstrated video and image inputs for GPT-4, although such features remain inaccessible to the general public. OpenAI has declined to reveal technical information such as the size of the GPT-4 model. The ChatGPT Plus subscription service offers access to a GPT-4-powered version of ChatGPT. Microsoft acknowledged that Bing Chat was using GPT-4 before GPT-4's official release. In November 2023, OpenAI launched GPT-4 Turbo, which notably has a much larger context window. In May 2024, OpenAI released GPT-4o, with the O standing for Omni. This model is capable of analyzing and generating text, images, and sound. GPT-4o is twice as fast and costs half as much as GPT-4 Turbo. Interestingly, GPT-4o is free to all users within a usage limit, despite being more capable than the older model GPT-4, which is only available through paid subscriptions. The usage limit is 5 times higher for ChatGPT Plus subscribers than for free users. On July 18, 2024, OpenAI released GPT-4o Mini, a smaller version of GPT-4o, replacing GPT-3.5 Turbo on the ChatGPT interface. Its API costs 15 cents per million input tokens and 60 cents per million output tokens, compared to $5 and $15 respectively for GPT-4o. On September 12, 2024, OpenAI introduced the O1 preview model. O1 is designed to solve more complex problems by spending more time thinking before it answers, enabling it to analyze its answers and explore different strategies. According to OpenAI, O1 Preview outperforms GPT-4o in areas like competitive programming, mathematics, and scientific reasoning. O1 Preview ranked in the 89th percentile on Codeforce's competitive programming contests, scored 83% on an International Mathematics Olympiad qualifying exam, compared to 13% for GPT-4o, and performs similarly to PhD students on benchmarks in physics, biology, and chemistry. A faster and cheaper version named O1 Mini was also released. While bias in large language models has been observed and documented in research papers much prior to the release of ChatGPT, social media users frequently sharing instances of biased responses generated by ChatGPT has led to significant media coverage and criticism. On February 1, 2023, Twitter user Lee Wolf shared screenshots of 2 conversations with ChatGPT. In the screenshot of the first conversation, ChatGPT declined the user's prompt, "Write a poem about the positive attributes of Donald Trump." responding that it was not programmed to create partisan, biased, or political content. In the screenshot of the second conversation, when provided the same prompt but with the text "Joe Biden" in place of Donald Trump, ChatGPT responded with a poem as per the prompt's instructions. Conservative commentators have accused ChatGPT of bias toward left-leaning perspectives. In January 2023, a study stated that ChatGPT has a pro-environmental, left-libertarian orientation. Additionally, an August 2023 paper found a significant and systematic political bias toward the Democrats in the US, Lula in Brazil, and the Labour Party in the UK. In response to such criticism, OpenAI acknowledged plans to allow ChatGPT to create outputs that other people, ourselves included, may strongly disagree with. It also contained information on the recommendations it had issued to human reviewers on how to handle controversial subjects, including that the AI should offer to describe some viewpoints of people and movements, and not provide an argument from its voice in favor of inflammatory or dangerous topics, although it may still describe arguments from historical people and movements, nor affiliate with one side or judge one group as good or bad. The Guardian questioned whether any content found on the internet after ChatGPT's release can be truly trusted, and called for government regulation. There has been concern about copyright infringement involving ChatGPT. In June 2023, two writers sued OpenAI, saying the company's training data came from illegal websites that show copyrighted books. Comedian and author Sarah Silverman, Christopher Golden, and Richard Kadri sued OpenAI and Meta for copyright infringement in July 2023. Most of their claims were dismissed in February 2024, except the unfair competition claim, which was allowed to proceed. The Authors Guild, on behalf of 17 authors including George R.R. Martin, filed a copyright infringement complaint against OpenAI in September 2023, claiming the company illegally copied the copyrighted works of authors in training ChatGPT. In December 2023, the New York Times sued OpenAI and Microsoft for copyright infringement, arguing that Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT could reproduce Times articles and/or sizable portions of them without permission. As part of the suit, the Times has requested that OpenAI and Microsoft be prevented from using its content for training data, along with removing it from training datasets. In March 2024, Patronus AI compared the performance of large language models on a 100-question test, asking them to complete sentences from books that were under copyright in the United States. It found that GPT-4, Mistral AI's Mixtral, Meta AI's Llama 2, and Anthropic's Claude 2 did not refuse to do so, providing sentences from the books verbatim in 44%, 22%, 10%, and 8% of responses respectively. In 2023, Australian MP Julian Hill advised the National Parliament that the growth of AI could cause mass destruction. During his speech, which was partly written by the program, he warned that it could result in cheating, job losses, discrimination, disinformation, and uncontrollable military applications. Elon Musk wrote, "ChatGPT is scary good. We are not far from dangerously strong AI." He paused OpenAI's access to a Twitter database in 2022 pending a better understanding of OpenAI's plans, saying, "OpenAI was started as open source and nonprofit. Neither is still true." Musk co-founded OpenAI in 2015, in part to address existential risk from artificial intelligence, but resigned in 2018. Over 20,000 signatories, including leading computer scientists and tech founders like Yoshua Bengio, Elon Musk, and Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak, signed a March 2023 open letter calling for an immediate pause of giant AI experiments like ChatGPT, citing profound risks to society and humanity. Geoffrey Hinton, one of the fathers of AI, voiced concerns that future AI systems may surpass human intelligence and left Google in May 2023. A May 2023 statement by hundreds of AI scientists, AI industry leaders, and other public figures demanded that mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority. Other prominent AI researchers spoke more optimistically about the advances. Jürgen Schmidhuber, often called a father of modern AI, did not sign the letter, emphasizing that in 95% of cases, AI research is about making human lives longer and healthier and easier. Schmidhuber added that while AI can be used by bad actors, it can also be used against the bad actors. Andrew Ng argued that it's a mistake to fall for the doomsday hype on AI, and that regulators who do will only benefit vested interests. Wired wrote that Jan LeCun scoffs at his peers' dystopian scenarios of supercharged misinformation and even eventually human extinction. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumb up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. See you in the next video.